हेड श्री आरती जैन डिप्टी फाइनेंस हेड श्रीमती शुभा नरेश Mangani, CPO and Mr. Milind Mr. Soman. To begin the proceedings, we have a short film on Mr. Soman's thought on clean air and sustainability. May we have the film, please?
By initiating a positive people's movement, Hava Badlo, for creating mass awareness against air pollution.
इन हवाओं में बसी है मेरी सांसें, क्योंकि इन हवाओं ने ही तो भरी है मेरे आंखों में उड़ान, क्योंकि इन हवाओं ने ही तो खोई है मेरे अपनों में खुशी। ये हवाएं ही तो हैं जिन्होंने लहरों को बहना सिखाया, ये हवाएं ही तो हैं जिन्होंने तिरंगे को और मजबूती से लगाया, ये हवाएं ही तो हैं जिन्होंने बादलों को उनकी मंजिल तक पहुंचाया, ये हवाएं ही तो हैं सब कुछ। इन हवाओं पर मुझे नाज है, ये हवाएं मेरा फर्ज है, ये हवाएं मुझ पर कर्ज है, इसलिए इन हवाओं की खातिर अब मैं चला, इन हवाओं का फर्ज अदा करने मैं चला, इन हवाओं को बदलने मैं चला, इन हवाओं को बदलने मैं चला, इन हवाओं को बदलने मैं चला, मैं चला।
Mr. Manoj, please address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today's guest of honor, Shri Milind, my colleague directors, CBO madam, all the esteemed guests who have joined here in this initiative of Green Ride, Ek Pail, Swachh Hawa Ki Or. As you all know, Hawa Badlo is GAIL's sustainable campaign towards encouraging people to adopt to the cleaner methods and also adopt towards the awareness which can lead to our country's pollution related issues, solutions, as well as the clean environment for our next generation. Today is the day when our guest Shri Milindji has travelled right from Mumbai till Delhi on bicycle, just to create this awareness and also to bring this endeavor of GAIL to a greater height. With his involvement and with his campaigning, definitely this Hawa Badlo is going to get a new vision and also new awareness among most of us, and in Delhi especially, where these are the months when we feel the pinch of the polluted air maximum. This is the right time when we hear our guest, definitely it is going to make a big impact. And today's occasion is just to celebrate his journey, not only from Mumbai to Delhi, but also his long journey towards creating an awareness for green ride, for making the country less polluted. GAIL on its part, apart from this campaign, is promoting the cleanest of all fossil fuel in the country, which country can afford. At the same time, we can help in reducing the pollution, especially for transport, for cooking, and other industrial applications. So everything synergizes, and the sustainability, as I said, the campaign is sustained from 2016 till date. So as we were discussing with the Milindji also, that any campaign needs sustainability. As we all need sustainability, these campaigns also need sustainability. So I would request all of you to help us in maintaining this initiative, in promoting this initiative, and keep talking about this awareness of alternate modes of transport where we are not polluting our environment more and more amongst each other and give motivation to each other to do something more on this front. Without taking too much of time, I will take leave and we all would like to hear from our today's guest. Thank you so much.
Request Mr. Soman to please address the media.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone here, all my friends. I'm very happy to have completed the Green Ride from Mumbai to Delhi. A big thank you to Gail for supporting this initiative, as they have been doing now for many years with their amazing campaign, Hawa Badlo. We all know that pollution is a crisis. I ran from Delhi to Bombay in 2012 to create more awareness about the environment. But at that time, we were talking about saving the environment. We were talking about global warming. We were talking about climate change. And what are the things that we could do to mitigate our impact, our negative impact on the climate. Now, 9 years later, we are still talking about climate change, we're talking about global warming, but we're also talking about a health crisis for ourselves, not just for the environment, but for ourselves. People are dying, children are being born in places where there is no air to breathe. In fact, when I ran this year from Mumbai to Kevadia, Statue of Unity, and I passed so many towns where the air was so bad, I actually felt that the children being born here today are not going to be able to do half of what I can do at my age. And that's the sad thing. We talk about the coming generations. What are we going to leave them? But the generation is already here. People are being born, babies are being born in a world today where their bodies are not going to develop fully to the full capacity of a human being because of the air pollution that we have created. The air has been fine for millions of years. We have realized now that we're not talking about saving the environment anymore because the environment is going to be there whether we are there or not. Whether human beings survive the pollution that we create or not, the environment will still be there in some form or the other. The environment has changed many times over the last millions of years. But today we are creating a situation of air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, which we may not be able to survive. So my message through the Green Ride and through the other initiatives that I undertake is, of course, we expect a lot from the governments, not only in India but all across the world. The summits that are happening, the discussions, very important discussions that are happening, policies that are being changed. Corporates are doing a lot of things that whatever they can do, NGOs, organizations. But what is it that we as individuals can accomplish? I personally believe, and this comes from the fact that today we are known as a consumerist society, that we consume the most out of any generation before us, is that if we make the right choices for our own individual health, we consume only as much as we believe is necessary for us. If we choose healthy for ourselves, then I don't think we'll have to worry about the environment. If we eat healthy, we live healthy, healthier lifestyles, we won't really need to worry about the environment because it is linked. Our health, the health of the environment, pollution, all of it is linked. Today we are polluting our minds, our bodies by the choices we make. It is our responsibility to ourselves to choose wisely for ourselves. That's the only message that I have. When people ask me, of course, at this age, how can you do this? You can cycle 1,000 kilometers or more, and some people say, other 10, you know, he's fit, he exercises all the time, he does this all the time. But the fact is that I got on the cycle after 4 years. Just to see that having not cycled for 4 years, am I able to still complete this distance of 1,000 kilometers? Do I have that level of fitness? It's just to check that whatever I am doing in my life, is it for the best for myself? And I tell you, if everybody made the same choices for themselves, everybody, of course, would be healthier, they would be fitter, we would not be the diabetes capital of the world, we would not have as much heart disease, everybody would be healthier, and so would the environment. Because as we just discussed, if we choose healthier choices like even healthier modes of transport, like cycling, less polluting fuels, electricity, electric vehicles, then that is going to make a big difference. In the documentary that Gail India has made, they talk about habits for habitat. They talk about small changes that make a big difference. These are very simple thoughts. But they put the responsibility on each one of us, and maybe that is the difficult part. We don't think much about our health. In fact, in the last 10 or 15 or 20 years, we think more about the environment, we talk more about the environment than we talk about our own health. I think we should go back to the basic. We should talk about our own lives, our own health, our own dreams, what we want to do for ourselves. That is the most important thing. And if we make those right choices, we really won't have to worry about the environment. Today, lifespans have increased by more than double of what they were, say, 100 years ago or 200 years ago. People used to live to 30, 35, and that was considered normal. There were, of course, people who lived to 80 or 90, but today that is common. People living to 80 or 90 is the norm all over the world. But I still meet people who are about 45 or 50 who tell me, you know, it's Soman, I'm old. I'm very old. Let the youth carry on. But the fact is that you've got another 30 years to live, 40 years to live. What are you doing with it? We need to change our mindset to think more about ourselves. We have been trained, actually, even in schools. We are trained that we have to make efforts to get a job, to get a good career, be stable, be secure, to take care of our families. But we are not trained to take care of ourselves. Not even at home are we trained to take care of ourselves. Parents today are not explaining to their children or unable to explain to their children what healthy habits actually mean, or show them by example, which is the most important thing. So for me, and I think runners, marathon runners, cyclists, sports people, the biggest thing is to show by example what it is to lead a healthy life. We are not a nation of sports people. We don't have a tradition of sport or health or fitness or exercise. But it is time to build that tradition. And it's not difficult. We have the best traditions in the world, which we never talk about, or we talk about rarely, and they are now being taught back by other countries, yoga, Ayurveda, amazing philosophies which we have not used to our benefit. We need to go back to that. We need to learn about that and incorporate in our everyday life, at home. Children need to learn that at home because they're not being taught that in schools. It is the responsibility of every parent to teach their children by example what does it mean to live a healthy life. Unfortunately, I meet even doctors today who say, I'm a doctor, I don't exercise. Because that is the mindset. When doctors feel that they shouldn't exercise, but they can tell their patients to exercise because it's good for them. It is good for each and every one of us to take out a few moments every day for our health, to think about ourselves, not only physical health, mental health, emotional well-being, and to do that through exercise is something that makes it easier. 2 to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can manage to prioritize for your own health is something that's very, very important. So the message of Green Ride is very simple, and it echoes what Gail India has been saying now for many years. Small habits, small changes are going to make a big difference. Not only to you, which is very, very important, probably the most important thing, but also to the world we live in and the future of all our children. I don't know how much what I'm saying will mean to you here, but when I do an event like the Green Ride, cycling 1,000 kilometers or running hundreds of kilometers, it does get a lot of eyeballs, a lot of engagement, a lot of people talking, saying that how is this possible, this is amazing. Maybe we can do some little bit like this. I meet people every day also who say that we've been inspired by you and we've started a fitter, healthier lifestyle. So I'm happy about that. And I hope that a lot of you here, if you haven't started already, will think about it and adopt a fitter and healthier lifestyle for the future. Thank you so much.